back to Tea in STEM with your favorite host, Gabrielle. And guess what? Today we have our very first guest speaker. Her name is Shannon Bartley, and she is a marine biologist. And she's just gonna give us, her comments and her views on our previous podcast where we went out into the streets and, asked persons what they know and what they don't know. She's also just gonna give us a breakdown of her study as a marine biologist, her favorite passions about it, her challenges, as well as to give us some feedback about how the previous hurricane that has affected the Caribbean, as well as other countries, as well as my home country, Jamaica, and to see how much this has actually affected the marine community. So journey with me as we have Tea in STEM with our very own Shannon Bartley.
Hi. So, my name is Shannon Bartley. I am a student of the University of the West Indies, and my major is marine biology. So, interesting fact about me, I am obsessed with turtles. Obsessed. And I'm very much obsessed with orcas. The hope is to one day swim with them. Anyway, so to comment on the video, previous video about STEM and seeing how aware persons are about it, I can appreciate the fact that some persons knew, and I can also appreciate the person who said I didn't, because honestly, I did not know until I started university. Yeah, my brain lagged. I'm so sorry. So yeah, my suggestion on how we could educate persons or promote it more, or the importance of it, is that, adults are very stubborn. So it doesn't make sense to try and force them to learn something, especially ones that are up in age. Yeah. So I would say to go for educating kids in a way that is very entertaining to them, that is attention grabbing. So you know how when we were in primary school, they gave us a volcano to make, and I don't even remember what the experiment was for. I just remember making the volcano and thinking, oh, this is kind of cool. I went home and I made another volcano, because it's fun. It explodes. So like, find ways like that you can implement experiments that would drag their attention, would hold their attention. I don't know, I can't think of any right now. I'm a little tired and my brain is, but yeah, to do that, educate kids, find ways to grab them, whether it's something with engineering, you can do something scientific. I don't know how you're gonna find a maths experiment, but technology, you can find fun ways to do stuff like that. Also having expos, so you carry kids into like a space that you have it, allow them to look at persons using drones, for example, for technology wise. Just something fun, something that will grab them, they go home and say, oh mommy, you know what I did today, stuff like that. But yeah, that's my suggestion on that. I keep looking away. I have the questions written down, I'm sorry. So more on the field and significance. So marine biology is the study of sea life, right? We're studying the plants and animals that live there. We're studying the quality of the water, how it affects them, the different components of the water. So, how they interact together. So, like, for example, you have plants, you have your algae, your seagrass, seaweed as people like to call it, that they absorb carbon from the air or from the water and use it to photosynthesize like any other plant on land. But that helps with climate change because it's removing that excess carbon that we have in the atmosphere, right? Yeah, So we look at all that fun stuff, you know. It's pretty cool. Our studies can help you look into like things affecting our coral reefs, which is, most persons would know what a coral reef is, but it's like one of the largest ecosystems on the water, and a lot of organisms live there. It's a source for food, and it provides jobs for a lot of persons, especially Jamaicans who have a lot of fishing villages, right? So, you know, you have one whole school of fish over the coral reef, and, you know, you can find lobster, and you can kind of because some of the in season, of course. But yeah, so provides jobs, provides food, helping with regulating climate change, and also other factors that it helps with. So yeah, that's that for significance. So what do I love about this? I love the fact that underwater is a whole new world for us to explore. It's unknown, you know, it piques my interest because, for one, I'm not supposed to even be there, and it makes me want to be there even more as a daredevil in life. As, you know, I want to understand everything that's under there. You know, why does this thing affect that, and how do these two things living together affect us? How does things that we do on land affect them, right? For example, pollution, the biggest problem for us right now, right across the globe. Yeah, and then you have plastics being deposited, killing turtles. You are killing my babies. But anyway, yeah, so I love that. I love the fact that there's so much unknown about the marine life, and I want to help find out more about it as well. Me love the diving. I love it. I don't know. Something about being in water is just, it just fills me with so much life, so much excitement. I'm just excited. I just want to learn. I just want to see. It's just cool. It's just all around cool. Any challenges? So personally, I have no challenges so far with the field because, you know, I'm just a start as a newbie. But globally, the biggest challenge would be like educating persons on the importance of it. Cause you know, them just say, oh, seawater. I want big sea. If me throw something in it, I could just go somewhere else and you're not gonna bother me again. Right? No, you know, it's not gonna bother me again. But it does. It really does, you know, because you're throwing plastics into the sea. Things out there eat the plastic and then you go back and eat them. Think about it. Your waste are going to see. They might eat it and you go back and eat them. Think about it. If they die off, what do we eat? Think about it. Just saying. Last question though is, global challenges, educating people about it. Restoration, right? Because we've done a lot of damage. We have done so much damage. Oh God, pollution. We can't even begin. we can't even get into that for this video. But pollution. And pollution gonna cause, you know, it's a lot. Oh God, it's a lot to get into, and I'm trying to wrap up. But yes, so let's leave it at education for now. Don't get me wrong, loving it. Speaking of, the last question asked how the previous hurricane affected our marine world. So, based on my area, which is in Portland, we didn't get a lot of damage, though you had some areas where you had corals, massive corals being overturned. we did some I cannot remember that word. We did some checks to see, how things are going, if we had any major damage. Apart from the overturn, everything was okay. We didn't see any like major breakage. Of course, you have soil erosion from some beaches, so when the waves come in, it washing away the sand, carrying it somewhere else. So like a lot of places you see, like the beach used to be so long before you actually reach water. It's just one section of sand, and then you go back a couple years down the line and you have like this much sand, and then you have seawater. I think Hellshire would be a good example of that. That is sand or soil erosion, like it's washing it away. Yeah, and then a lot of beaches right now would experience a lot of seaweed washing up, that will get rip up and start float away, and the waves them carry it up and stuff like that. But that's what I'm seeing on my end. I don't know how it is other places, but yeah, that's the damage we're seeing here. I've also been observing a lot of what do you call them? They live in and out of the marine environment. So like, they probably live in mangroves, like crabs, for example. I see them migrating back. So it's like they moved away during the hurricane, and now I see them moving back. It's like you're driving on the road at night and you see like a million crabs just walking across the road. Creepy. But yes. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you.
Now, wasn't that insightful? Thank you so much, Shannon Bartley, for coming on Tea in STEM and sharing those wise words and just, sharing your passion with us and the rest of the world. We really do appreciate it. And for those persons who unfortunately experience the harsh of burial, we do send out our hearts and our love for you, and I encourage each and everyone to give a helping hand, whether it's words of encouragement, a physical helping hand, whatever it can be. We stretch our hands out to you and thank you for joining us once again for another episode of Tea in STEM.